Hello and welcome back, friends. If you're new around here, I'm Big Gator. If you came looking for the sharpest tennis bets, you're right where you belong. Right now, we're covering the Masters, ATP, Cincinnati, second round, day 2. So pop in the comments, let me see what you guys got going on for tomorrow, and keep your eyes peeled for my pinned comment to see what I'll be playing as well. If you like these breakdowns of these matches, please give this video a like. It goes a super long way. And if you'd like to get my picks from my pinned comment as soon as I upload, you can subscribe. We're almost at 400. Would really appreciate if we can keep building the team to get bigger and bigger and bigger every day. I really appreciate everyone that comes to these videos. I really do. And if you guys also are feeling generous, there's a link in the pinned comment to donate if you would like. And there's also a link to a free Discord that I have if you would like to just join and talk more tennis, get more plays, share what you have with the community. We have a great squad of folks in there, and it's quite respectful. I'm enjoying it, so hop in there. That being said, what are we looking like for today? Wow, wow, and wow. Got a first little taste of Yannick Sinner back on the hard courts. But before we get into that, we took Diallo to win. Got it done there, beat Baez just like I wanted. And we took Foki, Alejandro Davidovich Fokina against João Fonseca. I took a nap, woke up, and he had won a tiebreak in the first set. Woke back up after dozing off, and he was up 3-1 advantage in the second set. I wake back up after that, and he's shaking hands with the umpire at 4-5 Fonseca. So I'm like, what the fuck happened? This dude isn't hurt, but he's tired. So that's safe to say. We are not going to be seeing him at this level for a minute now. He's gassed out. We got a great void from that. So no harm, no foul there. Still on top at the end of the day. Still happy with what we got. So let's move on into round 2, day 2. And our first matchup we're going to have is Riley Opelka going against Alex de Minaur. And these guys have actually played each other quite a few times. It is 5-1 de Minaur. But it's been almost 3 years since they played each other. A lot of their head-to-heads have been on the hard courts, and a lot of tie breaks have been between these guys. Literally, they've played more tiebreaker sets between the two of them than regular sets. So just off the top of my head, I can definitely see us getting an Opelka that can hold serve for at least a set. And the Masters in America, I can see him doing so. De Minaur is 20-6 this season on the hard courts. Opelka is 13-8. Not terrible, but we always see him just pluck himself out after the first or second round of things, right? And that's pretty much his whole stilo. So we got the double straight set win from him in the first round. Now he's going against the Demon. And in their past head-to-heads, it looks like he's gotten a set off of him. The last time he got a set off de Minaur was in 2019 in a tiebreak. So he narrowly got it. It's been some time since they were those level players. De Minaur did just lose to Ben Shelton, another guy with a big serve, but he was a lefty with way more athleticism. So Opelka's already had some of his tank notched off, but he's been looking like he doesn't get too tired after what I saw in Toronto. It looks like he just gets beat right now. So his cardio looks pretty fine, but I don't know if that's going to amount to keeping up with Alex de Minaur, right? So just looking at what it's going to be for these guys. If I can find it. De Minaur's minus 340 to win. And the spread is at minus 3.5. In their last head-to-head on the grass, the most recent head-to-head, it was 6-4, 6-4 de Minaur. So Opelka wouldn't have covered. But if the conditions are right, bro, if it's hot enough and Opelka's serving well enough, he can get it. He can cover that spread. I will probably want to stay away from this. I'm excited to watch it, but I don't know if I'll be. Excuse me. Oh. Sorry about that. Don't know if I'll be betting on this one, to be quite frank. But let's move on, and we'll see how we feel about that a bit later. Next match we have is Francisco Comesana going against. We got Comesana going against Luciano Darderi. And these guys have played each other only once before on the clay 3 years ago in 2022. But both of these guys are not known to spend too much time on the hard courts, as we talked about. But we've been seeing a lot more of Comesana than we have of Darderi. Darderi has just been on a double title win on the clay after leaving Wimbledon. So, as we know, we talked about that in the previous videos. He won Bostad and he won Umag in flying colors. And Comesana was in the other side of that. He was playing in the other tournaments where Bublik was winning. So he played well there, but didn't play amazingly. He's played well against Minaur. I will give him that. Going against Darderi, I would put him at a set. Actually, I would take him to win the match. Comesana's been looking pretty good out there, honestly. I've been liking what I've been seeing. I would lean on him to get it done today. He's minus 122, so it's like probably like 1.7 or 1.8 or something like that for those with the different odds out there. All right, but like I said before, Comesana is 23-20 this season. Darderi is 28-20, so 5 more wins, same amount of losses, but he only has 1 win on the hard court this season, and it was from Pedro Martinez. So everybody seems to get their lick off on this guy. Comesana has beaten Minaur, Dzumhur already. Lost to Minaur, but I think that was the ass whooping he needed to step it up a bit. I think he beats Luciano on his first match back from the hard courts. I think this is a good spot for him and a good price. Yeah. I like the Comesana money line for tomorrow. We can move right on. That was a pretty swift take. Next we have Yuri Lehecka going against Tristan Boyer. And by my surprise, Tristan Boyer is still here. Good for him. He beat Brandon Holt. I think it ends here, though, honestly. Taylor Fritz's last match, Lehecka's last match was against Taylor Fritz. It went to a triple tiebreak. Absurd. He's 14-7 this season, going against Boyer, who's 11-7. But that 11-7, those wins have been mostly from qualification rounds in the Australian Open. So, months ago, his last 3 wins have been in Toronto and Cincinnati, losing to Mensik, but beating Kovacevic, Trotter, and Holt so far. So definitely some decent people to beat, but definitely not at the Yuri Lehecka level. So my money would go on Lehecka here. He's been playing pretty well, but he's been just having a hard time against the people he's playing against. I do think that Boyer may be able to cover some type of spread. Plus 4.5? Maybe not. Maybe not. This will be their first head-to-head. They never played each other before. But 90 ranks apart, there's definitely going to be a difference in level. Is it going to be enough to win by 5 games? Yuri hasn't really been winning by 5 games since he beat Mac McDonald. Is Mac McDonald the same, as good as Tristan Boyer? I wouldn't think so. I would put Tristan Boyer at the same level as Zach Svita. And he got rid of Zach Svita in Washington. 6'4", 7'6", 6'3". So what's that? He beat him, what, like 2 and 4? Yeah, he covered it. Lehecka might be able to cover the spread here if he goes crazy. It's plus 102. 2.02 on the decimal for those out in outside of America. Yeah, that's some smoke right there. If anything, that's some super smoke. Way too risky, but that's what we in it for, right? All right, next match we have a funny head-to-head happening again. Wouldn't believe it, but we got Tien going against Andre Rublev. We got so lucky last time we took him. Everyone was like, nah, he's not going to be able to beat him. I was like, this is the perfect storm to beat Rublev. Hot weather, humid. The conditions are perfect for him to lose to a kid with a left hand. He's going to just totally boil under that heat. And he totally self-destructed. Totally self-destructed. He lost 7-5, 6-2 against Tien and DC the day after I had been there. Yeah, man. Tien was playing against Reedy. I think his name was Leandro Reedy. That kid was honestly playing really well. I watched that kid that Tien was playing against. He was playing really well. He just had a shitty first serve. And if that first serve percentage was up, that match would have gone to 3 sets. Without a doubt. So, got my eyes on that Leandro Reedy kid. Or wherever he pops up at. Injuries will definitely get the best of you, man. He was in the top 120 just last year. So, hopefully we see him back up in that echelon, because he definitely had a strong serve that was definitely scary. It was scaring the hell out of me. Scaring the dog shit out of me when he was playing against him. I was hoping he was getting second serves all match, and we got that. So anyway, going into Rublev, he's 10-8 so far. He did lose to Taylor Fritz in a super close tiebreak, kind of. He got the free little win from Alejandro Davidovich Fokina, but he deserved that win. In all honesty, he had the stamina. He kicked through. He whooped ass, honestly, in that third set. He was whooping ass. But whooping ass against an exhausted Foki is not really whooping ass, because that guy literally, when he's gassed out, he does not play at all. He literally just causes errors until they try to throw the match off and throwing the towel for him, which is what we saw today against Fonseca. So, hey, being as though they played each other just last week, or like within like 2 weeks ago, I'm going to say that I'm not going to take Tien to win again outright. I think here we get him for a spread. But he is a dog again. And when he's in the dog position, he's always good to take. But Rublev, did we get him getting beaten in the Masters again? Did we get it again? Did we get it again? I don't know. The way that we saw Rublev against Taylor Fritz, I don't know if Leonard Tien can keep up with. Actually, he could. What's the spread at? I'm taking it. Plus 3.5 on the game spread for Learn Tien, minus 170. Yeah. Yeah, we can roll with that. Game spread for Tien for sure. All right, next we got Mensik, Jakob Mensik going against Ethan Quinn. Two young bulls. This is going to be their second head-to-head. They played earlier this year in Madrid on the clay in round 2. Went to a tiebreak first set. And then 6-1 going Mensik's way. This will be their first hard court head-to-head. Record is damn near identical. 18-7 for Mensik. 19-9 for Quinn. Maybe against popular opinion here, but I might be riding for Ethan Quinn to get a set here. If not, covering the spread a bit. He's at plus 3.5 as well. I put it at 5.5. 6-3, 6-3. It's not something he's going to lose by. I don't see it happening. It's minus 500, so it's barely worth a damn thing. For fuck's sakes. But if you want to go even crazier and take him for the 3.5, up to you. His total games is at 11.5. Now, Mensik is definitely the clear favorite here. He is Masters material. He did win one earlier this year on the hard court, right? So, just because he didn't do it too well in Toronto, the biggest bane to his existence is gone today, which is Foki. Foki's gone. So, he don't got to worry about Alejandro and this draw. He's got a pretty decent chance now, I feel like. I'm in between Quinn getting a set and Mensik winning in straights here, honestly. I'll come back to this. I'll think about that one. It's hard to say out just off the cuff, but Ethan Quinn's been playing really good. Not gonna knock that past this guy. He's been playing really good. Give it some good tennis. He beat Diallo in Indian Wells in qualifications this year, so if you can beat Diallo and Carabelli and Mannarino, I feel like you can get Mensik. You can give Mensik a set, bro. You haven't dropped a set since you got here. I think you can give Mensik a set, bro. Him winning the first set is plus 172. That'd be super gas if he does that. That'd be crazy if he wins the first set. For America, bro. We'll see what the American does tomorrow. Let's move on to the next one. Next, we have Bautista Agut going against Norrie. Roberto Bautista Agut going against Cameron Norrie. And it's been a straight slap in the face on all surfaces from Cam Norrie on top of Bautista Agut's forehead. We've gotten 4 straight wins, starting from the grass this season, going back to the clay last season, and Indian Wells all the way back in 2021, and the Davis Cup on the clay back in 2018 on the clay. So we've gotten nothing but wins from Cam Norrie here. We know how he does on the hard courts. RBA did get a win against Altmaier today. Good for him. I didn't see that coming. Or was that yesterday? It was yesterday, my mistake. Cam Norrie did lose to Vukic. But I don't know. Cam Norrie hasn't been too convincing on the hard courts this season. He's 8-10, but Bautista Agut is 2-6, so if there's anyone I would count on here, I would put it on the lefty for sure. Cam Norrie. They have the prices up for it. I would love to tell you. Cam Norrie's minus 160 to win. I actually like that. I'm not going to bet on it because I think Cam Norrie might be on the iffy player list for me. He might make the cut. We'll see after this match. Honestly, you got to bet on him on this match to find out. The next match is going to be too hard for him. So whoever's in the draw against him in the next match is definitely going to be too hard for him. So going for him here is kind of like the way to test. He's minus 160 to win. This is a good price. We'll have to sprinkle some on that, I guess, and see how it goes. All right, next we have Alexei Popyrin going against Martin Landaluce. And Popyrin did make it all the way to the quarterfinals in Toronto, so we know he's in good Masters form. Lost to Zverev in third set. It is what it is. Landaluce, though, has been on a straight 3-set winning streak in Cincinnati. And it looks like this is the perfect opportunity for this to happen again. These guys have been getting out of nothing but 3-setters. I think this is a really good 3-set matchup here. It's plus 136. Landaluce. Let's see, who's he beating? Pat Gibson, Arthur Ferry, and Christian Garin. That level is not the level that's going to be. You're going to need a higher level than that to get a set off of Popyrin. Someone that beat Medvedev, Arsenault, and Rune back in Toronto. But Landaluce has only lost 3 times on the hard court this season. His third loss was on the 30th of July. And then the next one was all the way back in the Australian Open. So, it's been some time since he's been on the hard court, but his return has been strong. 3-set wins. I like it going to 3 sets here against Popyrin. It's a bit faster on the courts here, though, so we'll see if that's going to have some effect in Popyrin's favor. I think that it's going to go to a 3rd set, though. I feel pretty strongly about this one. Don't know who wins, though. Edge goes to Popyrin, but Landaluce's been there for a minute, and I kind of think that if he's feeling himself, he might be able to get rid of Popyrin. Popyrin seems to only like Toronto as well, so we'll see if he digs Cincinnati. Let me see. All right, next we have... What do we have next? Luca Nardi going against El Shapo. Denis Shapovalov. This is probably going to be super stupidly priced. I can already tell. These two. Not as crazy as I thought, but all right. We got Luca Nardi and Denis Shapovalov. They've never played each other before, but Luca Nardi is not somebody that we are in the slightest bit concerned about when talking about hard courts. We do have El Shapo, who does have his ATP Los Cabos win earlier this year, a few months back on the hard courts, a few weeks ago, honestly. But didn't do too well back in Toronto in his home state. Got beaten by Lerner Tien in straights, crazy enough. But he's 11-7 so far this season, and Nardi is 11-9, funny enough. But those 9 have been... A lot have been in qualification rounds. So once he gets the second round of things, he gets beaten. He lost to Quentin Alice and Alcaraz so far this year. Didn't make it past the first round in Indian Wells or Miami's qualification round. So I think it's safe to say that it's going to be a straight set win for El Shapo here. Probably not worth too much. It's minus 135. When people were supposed to be winning in straights, it should be plus money. I don't care. Like, it should double your money in some type of way. If it's not worth it to me. I gotta have a plus next to that bitch. I gotta see that ching ching. That chingy chingy ching 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 ching. Can't do it without it. No way. No way. Alright, so next we're gonna pop into Jenson Brooksby going against Arthur Cazaux. And these guys have yet to play each other, but we do have Brooksby on American soil, and he did look really good against Alex Mueller in that third set that he had to finish it off in. 1-6-1. There's a bunch of running back and forth in that match. I was watching them just scramble. But Brooksby's 4-6. Cazaux is 5-7. He's got a way higher win percentage on the hard court, 5%. So he's built for it, but he did lose to Thiago Tirante in the qualification round here in Cincinnati. So that is a loss so far since being in Cincinnati. He had a full one to get you out of here, but Brooksby did lose to Mute Nishioka back in DC. So this is actually his first round win since being back on the hard courts this season. Good job, Brooksby. But we don't really see too well of a performance from Cazaux in recent time this year going to Masters on the hard court. He hasn't done too well. Lost to Alex Galarneau in 3 sets in the qualification 1 round. So I would lean on Brooksby here. What are they, like even money? Yeah, of course they are. Of course they are. The slight underdog is Brooksby at minus 106, which is like 1.93 on the decimal or some shit like that. So I would go for Brooksby because he's an American and he's not lost in Cincinnati yet. That's pretty much it. As far as like play style, we haven't really seen much of Cazaux yet. I haven't been able to watch his matches because they were qualifications, so we'll have to see how he's looking tomorrow. Jensen Brooksby's more of like a counter puncher. He's like a Minaur in a certain type of way. He's tactical and he likes to hit back. But I think Cazaux is, I don't know. Cazaux is more of a ball striker from the baseline. We'll see how that gets disrupted. I would lean on Brooksby for this one, but Cazaux hasn't been having a bad season. He did pretty well in the clay as well, so we'll move on. Next, we have Adam Walton going against Daniel Medvedev. This will be their first head-to-head, but most people seem to know what they're getting when they go against Medvedev. Walton is 29-16, beat Navone, surprisingly enough. I thought he would. Medvedev did just lose to Popyrin 3rd round in Toronto. He's still 12-7 this season. Hasn't played as much hard court, but he is the hard court specialist, as they say, as he says. So, looking at Medvedev, who still, with all the losses he's been accumulating, he still has a 70% win rate across, like, just when playing, and a 75% win rate on the hard court still. So yeah, he's a specialist. He hasn't even lost 90 matches. He's won over 250. That's a crazy stat about Medvedev. It's honestly crazy. Going against Walton, he's probably inflated price. Minus 650, that's ridiculous. I say he beats him. This goes to a third set. I say it goes to a 3rd set. If Popyrin can get a set off of him, Walton, who took a set off Navone, I mean, I know that's like a weird comparison, but he went to a tiebreak with Zverev, and I think Zverev was playing a lot better than Medvedev was. If he was put in front of Medvedev, he would have gotten a set off of him. I'm just going to go out on a whim and say that. That's how I feel. I might be touching on that one. 29-16 this season, going against Medvedev, 12-7. It is Medvedev, though, so Walton has been pretty predictable so far, though, for what we get him for. When we do think he'll do something, he does do what we think he'll do, so maybe this is the time to take him for getting a set. Or taking it to 3. Taking it to 3 would be way more than just getting him. Him getting a set by itself is plus 130, 2.3. But it's 2.8 if it goes to 3 sets. So I think if you wanted to bet on Medvedev as well, you would go for the 3 sets. But if you wanted to cover your ass and get a nice bet in against Medvedev for that match, just take Walton for a set without having to worry about Medvedev. All right, and next we have, actually looking forward to this match. We have Carlos Alcaraz going against Damir Dzumhur. And honestly, I'm excited for this match because if you guys don't know, I got hip, honestly, to Dzumhur in the French Open. Looking at him go against Alcaraz and took a set off of him, That was crazy. And the level he was playing with, I think Carlos amplified Dzumhur. Like after that match, he just became a way better player after playing Alcaraz. Um, Seemingly to the point where I think that it like boosted his confidence going into other matches in the future because even though he hasn't gotten a title, the guy's level has definitely increased since playing against Alcaraz. Do we get the same here? They've only played each other on the clay. Alcaraz won both times, obviously. But every time they play each other, he gets a set, dude. He always gets a set off Alcaraz. He beat Matteo Bellucci in 2 tie breaks, bro. If you did not watch that match, bro was fighting for that. I don't know how much energy this dude has for his age, but he's at 33. He's got buckets of energy. The way he was playing against this kid. Bellucci's young, lefty, big serve. All that shit was nullified at the end of the day by Dzumhur. I fancy Dzumhur, man. I know it might be delusional as all hell, but he's gotten a set off Alcaraz every time. And Alcaraz isn't the outright favorite for this tournament. It's center. It's plus 370, plus 4.7 on the decimal. Come on. Gotta sprinkle something on that. Just to make it fun. Just to make it fun. Just to make it fun, right? Nah, not always. I think it happens though. I'm personally like I think that happens. Anyway, we can move on. Alcaraz wins, obviously. If you want to take a parlay special, like he gets a point in every game of the match, I wouldn't even take that. It's minus 140 for him to get a point in every game of the match. Minus 140. What the fuck is the point of that? And then if it doesn't hit off of a single game, ridiculous. Ridiculous. Anyway, we can move on. Next, we have Talon Grieskspoor going against Hamad Medjedovic. And Medji has been looking like he has come back from the dead. Is his injury era over? No, he did give up a little bit in Wimbledon. He retired to Offner. Is it still from the foot injury or not? I don't know if it's for the foot injury. So you guys let me know in the comments what's going on with him. Is he good to go? He beat Kovacevic 6-2, 6-3, so clearly he's ready to go. Grieskspoor lost to Echeverry in straight sets. So if that don't mean that the young boy from Serbia is in some position to get a set, I don't know what that means. If not a set covering the spread, because Grieskspoor is looking all out of sorts this season. There's no head-to-head history between these two. Grieskspoor is 8-5 on the hard courts. This kid's 2-2. Doesn't play a lot on the hard courts. Doesn't play a lot. Grieskspoor has a 65% win rate. But they're even money, bro. That's how bad Grieskspoor's playing right now, where he's even money. He's ranked 32 in the world, going against someone 22 years old, who's only played 4 matches on the hard courts this season. And that guy is the slight underdog at minus 106, 1.98, 1.93, whatever. Somewhere around there. So I'd stay away from this one. I think Medjedovic can get a set. It's minus 300. It's not really worth it. A parlay piece, if anything. 1.27, I think that'd be, or 1.4. I think 1.4 is what it would be. So I would leave it alone, honestly. I wouldn't touch it. Next, we have Brandon Nakashima going against Alexander Blockx. Figured his name out, by the way, as you can tell. Excuse me. So Nakashima and Blockx have played each other once before. It's a straight set win. Excuse me. Indoor hard courts. It was in Sweden, in a Swedish challenger. 2 years ago. Alexander Blockx just beat Giron in a 3-setter. Nardi in a 2-setter, straight sets. Nakashima lost in 3 sets to Ben Shelton. A lot of people couldn't get a set off of Ben Shelton back in Toronto, so that should tell you enough that he should be in for it. A win for it tomorrow. But from what I've seen from this Alexander Blockx dude, he's got a good game to him so far. So I wouldn't be too surprised if there is a little bit of a back and forth here. I'm sure the spread isn't like too crazy. Oh yeah, it is 3.5. Minus 400 for him to cover the spread, plus 5.5. And it's minus 270 to have Nakashima minus 1.5 on the spread. So just win by 2 games in the match. If you're looking to just get your money, that's the discount you can get on taking the money line, him winning by 2 games. So, up to you there. I don't know if he outright just wins. Like, Nakashima is what, 13-9 on the hard court? This kid is 14-7. Nakashima has a better win percentage on the hard courts by literally 0.19%. The only difference is like the rank. But he's beating people with high rank. Not really. Marcus Giron isn't high rank, but I don't know. I'm hesitant to say that Nakashima does this in straight sets. I don't know why. I'm sure he wins, but I'm hesitant to say that he does it in straights. I would take Nakashima over 12.5 games in this one. I think he can get pushed to 13 games for sure. Maybe not 3 sets, but maybe definitely 13 games. So move on to the next one. All right, and we have our runner-up from Toronto, Karen Khachanov, going against Valentine Royer. And these guys have yet to play each other. Khachanov is now ranked number 12. Royer is ranked 104. He's 5-3 this season. Khachanov is 10-7. All quality wins since coming back onto the hard court. Do we have to do much going into this? Let's see. Royer made it to the qualies, got a straight set win on Fikovic, beat Draxel in 3, beat Offner in 3. Will be losing to Khachanov in 2 for sure. Khachanov minus 300. That's a good price, I feel like, to parlay with something else. It's almost plus money. Okay, Khachanov to win in straights. It's got to be worth. It's minus 105 here, which means it's got to be plus money somewhere else. So I'll look around and see if I can find him winning in straight somewhere. But I don't mind Khachanov. I don't love him, but I don't mind him getting the dub here in straights. Going against a 5-3 hardcore player this year. Only played under 100 matches in his entire career. I like those odds for him. Royer is more of a clay player anyway, so the advantage is already there on top of the advantage that's already there. All right, so we can move on to our next one. Our next match is going to be our boy, our one and only, Ben Shelton, going against Ugo Carabelli. If I can find it. See if I can find it. Cool. So, Ben Shelton going against Camilo Ugo Carabelli. This will be their first head-to-head. Carabelli's been looking good, man. That Key Nishikori win was actually pretty impressive, but Nishikori is not the same athlete as Ben Shelton. Ben Shelton is just coming off an ATP Masters win. We know that because we just put money on him for this on the channel. Big units on Ben. Big returns on Ben. Got rid of Khachanov, Fritz. Minaur, Carabelli, Nakashima, and Manarino. What a swank. Did we get Ben in straights here? Did we get Carabelli pushing the needle a little bit on him? Ben's been pretty dependable this season. He's minus 240 to win in straights. Don't touch it. If you want to do that, you might as well just go under, like, games. Or a spread. Let's see. His spread is like 5.5. That's so crazy. Yeah, I wouldn't touch the Ben spread today. I wouldn't touch it. Yeah, he's too gassed up. Everything's too gassed up. Minus 950 to win. Oh my gosh. You go, dude. Sick. So yeah, Ben Shelton wins that match, I'm sure. Maybe he doesn't. I mean, he got his ATP win. Maybe he might be looking to chill. I don't know. Might be coming to hang out in DC with his girl after this. We'll see. We'll see. I'll leave Ben alone. He did what he needed to do for me. I'm good off Ben right now. And we'll hop into our last match, which will be a headache. We have Sasha Zverev going against Nishesh Basavareddy. God damn it. This is just like Fritz going against Nava for me, man. I'm so blown these like Americans are going against these fucking top 5 people. Anyway, this will be their first head-to-head. Lukic got beaten in straights by Basavareddy. 7-6, 7-5. Looks like the analytics are paying off in Cincinnati. Do we get the same against Zverev? Now that I have like made it so sure in my mind that I'm not putting money on Zverev anymore, I'm like looking around that and seeing what else we could do. And honestly, plus 5.5 on the spread, minus 200 for Basel already. I'm not mad at it. No one's gonna touch that but me. But hey, I fuck with it. I fuck with it. So that's all the picks that we do have for today. All the matches that we have. So I will get these popped in for you guys and get a good look see. Make sure you guys pop into the comments though. Let me know what you guys are playing as well. Looking forward to seeing what you guys are doing for tomorrow. I currently am watching Tiafoe right now. He just took the first set. It was 58 minutes. The first game of the set was 12 minutes long. So, you know how Tiafoe is. It's always long. Always drawn out matches with this guy. Got to build a crowd. So, anyway, I'll be looking forward to the matches tomorrow. I do work early. I will be off before the evening matches begin, but I will be going strong at work right before that. So I'll be on my Discord if you want to find me there. If you have any questions for picks, you can catch me there. If you have any questions in my comments, you can ask me there as well. I will catch you guys in the next one. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the Big Gator, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.